I have three very important updates for you viewers. Firstly, we'll talk about Korem. Has Korem been taken by Tigray Defence Forces or not? Secondly, we'll talk about Badme viewers. Heavy fighting is being reported in Badme on Tigray-Eritrea border. Thirdly, what about Western Tigray? What's happening there? We heard of mining by Amhara forces and Eritrean forces there in Western Tigray. Firstly, viewers, Korem. Some sources are claiming that Tigray Defence Forces are inside Korem city. A huge advance by Tigray Defence Forces. Last night I informed you about fighting near Lake Hashinge, viewers, which is to the north of Korem town. And TDF were advancing towards Korem. TDF took control of Macho almost 1.5 weeks ago. Then Churcher came under TDF control. Mikoni has also been taken by TDF. So now unconfirmed reports are coming that Korem town has been taken by Tigray Defence Forces. And heavy artillery bombardment is being carried out by Ethiopian National Defence Forces, Amhara regional forces on Korem. Important question, viewers, is can Tigray Defence Forces keep on holding this town or not? Korem is very important. From Korem, TDF definitely they'll advance towards Alamata. Alamata is not far away from Korem. If you're in control of Korem, you can rapidly advance towards Alamata. Though reports are unconfirmed, but we have some slight confirmation from UNOCHA. United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs have shared a situation report about humanitarian situation in Tigray. This report says that Amhara Special Forces are in control of areas to the south of Korem, viewers. So the report is saying that Korem is not being controlled by Amhara Special Forces. This is a new report. It was shared yesterday by UNOCHA viewers. You can read this report on UNOCHA's website as well. So Korem, it seems you that Tigray Defence Forces, they have entered Korem. Now can they hold on to Korem or not? It's very important. If they hold on to Korem and if they advance towards Alamata, it means Raya can come under TDF control in coming days. But important thing, viewers, in Kobo, reportedly more contingents of Ethiopian National Defence Forces have arrived. Kobo is situated to the south of Alamata, around 20 kilometers away from Alamata is Kobo. In Kobo, there has been seen some very heavy presence of Ethiopian National Defence Forces. So we might see very heavy fighting in Alamata, viewers. In coming hours, we'll be able to confirm about Korem, but I think that Tigray Defence Forces have managed to enter Korem town. Now, second update is from Badme, viewers. Long disputed territory between Tigray and Eritrea is seeing very heavy fighting. Reportedly, Eritrean Chief of Staff Major General Filippo is leading the ongoing fighting from Eritrea side in this border area. Tigray Defence Forces have launched a new offensive on Badme, viewers, and though Eritrean sources are claiming that TDF's attack on Badme has been repelled, we don't know what's happening in terms of the success of TDF's operation in Badme, but several sources are confirming that heavy fighting is underway between Eritrean forces and Tigray Defence Forces in Badme. Lastly, viewers, third update is from Western Tigray. I informed you yesterday that Amhara regional forces, Eritrean forces had changed their strategy in Western Tigray. They had started planting landmines in Western Tigray. That is why TDF's offensive on western Tigray has been slowed down. TDF is advancing more rapidly on southern front, on Raya front, than on western front. Viewers. Now, confirmed reports are being shared that Amhara regional forces, Aratin forces, they have devised a new strategy. They are trying to establish a buffer zone between Tigray Defence Forces and their forces. So they are planting landmines, and they want this area with landmines to be a buffer zone. Can Tigray Defence Forces cross this area? Do Tigray Defence Forces have technical capabilities to remove these landmines or not? Several important questions, because we know that Tigray Defence Forces, they had to withdraw from Mekelle. They captured Mekelle a few days ago, but in terms of weaponry which they have, we don't have any confirmation about TDF being in possession of anti-landmine equipment. Even if you have anti-landmine equipment, it takes time to remove landmines. That is why definitely TDF's offensive on western Tigray is going to slow down, because Amhara regional forces, Aratin forces, they are not taking on TDF. They are now trying to create this buffer zone. That is why reportedly civilians have been evicted from Humera, from other areas in western Tigray, because after the eviction of civilians, Amhara forces, Aratin forces, they are planting landmines to slow down TDF's offensive on western Tigray. An important and new strategy, a defensive strategy. Planting of landmines is a defensive strategy. It means that Amhara forces, Aratin forces, they do not want to take on Tigray Defence Forces directly. Does it mean that Amhara forces, Aratin forces, they believe that Tigray Defence Forces can sweep across western Tigray, and that is why they're going for this defensive strategy? Well, coming days, very crucial. It's a test of TDF's technical capabilities in terms of removing land mines. We could see some casualties as well, civilian casualties, because definitely not all civilians have been evicted from western Tigray. So we could see some collateral damage in coming days, but this change of strategy is very interesting on the part of Amhara forces and Aratian forces. Let's see what happens. I thank you for watching. In coming hours, I'll update you about the status of Korem town. Is TDF really in control of this town or not? I thank you for watching.